okay? But I just gonna pull it up.
Oh my god! I don't want any more oh my god. Oh my god.
Quite dark, I would say. So my tightening order was a little bit out of order.
Oh my god. Oh, that doesn't look any good. It's bad. Oh my god.
I even installed this little spring, which I forgot on the other side.
He forgets the wire.
I would never forget that wire.
And it does make a huge difference when I'm doing it. I'm not allowed to talk today. The car will crack when I do that.
Because you got bones.
Oh my god.
Original bunker with the original gun in it.
But it's nowhere near the beach.
Kind of hiding, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen how that sounds. So here's the polishing process I'm using. I think inner beauty is something for Toyota drivers.
Actually, we have driven him now a couple of weeks, and it's about time we do the final touches. The automatic transmission fluid change, most important, the brakes get done, and Christian ordered new body parts.
Everybody thinks when you buy a broken Discovery and you fix that engine, you're like ready to drive around. No, you're not. You're driving around with a cat in a sack and a completely poorly maintained vehicle. So the minimum amount of work you gotta do is written down here. This is the minimum maintenance, okay? The automotive industry invented oil so people can change it, okay? That's the only reason for it. And the only people who didn't get that are the Toyota drivers. They are exempt from this, okay? They can fill in water. They can fill in 20W50 and run this for 3 decades with no problem. But we are Land Rover drivers, okay? We change those oils more often than necessary to keep us busy, okay? That's why we are so dynamic and so full of energy and so excited of our cars. Okay?
And passionate.
So please take away that it needs to be done, and also take away what other stuff we find. I'm sure there will be a few oh my gods.
Oh no, I don't want any more oh my god.
You guys remember, we completely redid the engine on this vehicle. You can go back to our previous episodes and check that all out, okay? And now I'm already out of breath and we haven't even started the video.
No broken bolts today.
Let's see how long it takes until she hits her head the first time.
Oh.
She wants to wear her Land Rover hat, okay? And later on the tears will be flowing.
So I just want to see if there's oil. Oh, how clean. That's water what's running down. So we just did that job on a friend's Discovery 4.
I think they watched that video last week.
Of course, you have to drop the tank. It's annoying, but it's a must-do procedure. A viewer commented recently that we should compare my oh my god numbers with the wrenches in the Haynes manual, which indicates the difficulty of the job. Gotta take off the heat shield.
Gotta lower the fuel tank to reach the crossmember bolts.
Oh my god.
So give me our long 15mm spanner, which didn't work, and I exchanged it.
Oh, okay. It will fit. Oh my god, it's bending. Oh. Now that tool was a very good investment.
After 20 years, we'll bend this.
I have
Comes out. There you go.
first snapped off bolt. That will all be copper greased when we put it back together. It will be easy peasy for Christian to drill out that bolt. It makes it a lot easier. Please open the refill plug first.
Draining the transmission oil. Yeah, that's quite dark, I would say.
It only has 135,000 kilometers.
The oil change recommendation according to ZF and to BMW is 80,000 kilometers. So I did break all of these loose already. Let the oil rinse out first. Yeah, we let that oil first rinse down.
Yeah.
Got it.
Easy peasy.
So this little matrix here gives us the date, and it's 15. So 10-15, and the vehicle is a 12-15.
Yeah.
So I got the surface cleaned around with a Scotch-Brite very carefully.
But good thing is we are working underneath the car today because there are another round of thunderstorms rolling in.
And the filter comes with a new bolt kit, and we always use OEM ZF. Yeah, I don't want to drop any dirt
Yes.
into it.
That's why you gotta clean before you do an oil change. Clean underneath your car.
Yeah. Makes a bad hair day.
Yes.
10 Newton meters from the inside out, double clicking each one for the desktop mechanics and marking them. So the ones in the back, using a little spanner, and I go like 10 Newton meters, click, click.
Perfect.
See, by now I'm getting the perfect and not a oh my god anymore.
Oh my god, he forgot one.
What?
There's no mark on it, so you probably didn't tighten it.
Okay, let's see. Oh.
Oh my god.
So my tightening order was a little bit out of order.
Oh my god.
So while we're down here, we're going to check the suspension bushings in the front, lower, rear. And they are good. They're not busted out completely.
That's good, because I don't want to do a suspension shop right now.
Yeah, because we have to do one on David's car. That's enough.
Yeah, I want to go mountain biking. So that's just prep work. You know, prepping for a bad hair day.
So we got another while we're in here. Oh boy, I bet that's the original filter. There we go. Wow. What usually happens here is that this cable breaks after some time. You can see that. I typically got the sensor on stock. New filter. It's an MAN filter. Make sure this gasket is gone. Bit of silicone grease on here. There's an arrow here. Good enough. Doesn't need to be super tight, okay? This is still good enough to take it onto the road. Connector goes back in. For install, line up this arrow with this arrow and then twist it around. And done.
That is probably the original diesel filter. Never been replaced.
So this job is done. Ready to go for another lot of miles. Gave this a fresh new coat, and I also
nice.
fixed the thread here.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, I gotta put it the right way around. And hand me one of those bolts.
Freshly greased with copper grease.
No, also not this way around. Now I tested already all directions. So in here. And got one more. And this one here. Yeah, so I filled the torque converter at 2000 RPM for 30 seconds. I can even let the wheels spin a little bit. Okay, break it back down after 10 seconds, go into neutral, P1, let the wheels spin for a bit. Manual 2, hold it for 10 seconds, go into manual 3, hold it for 10 seconds, and then my filling procedure is done. As soon as my gearbox has 30 degrees, I can do the final level check.
30 degrees?
So I can do the final level check?
Yes.
Oh, it's low.
Yeah.
It's always a good idea to recheck that level after some time, because the cooler may have been empty.
Yeah, oh, now it's scribbling.
And I'm gonna give it a little extra. And that's it. We gotta tighten the drain plug and we're done.
So that's the pump we are using.
It comes with all kinds of accessories, and it's really easy to fill like 5 or 6 liters of fluid with this pump.
Yes, and clean up after your mess, of course.
35 Newton meters. Now we gotta reset the adaptation values.
It's turning off. I'm just always amazed by that.
Procedure done. After resetting the adaptation values, it takes about 10 kilometers until the transmission relearns all the operation modes, shifting between gears up and down. So all you got to do is drive kind of careful in those first 10 kilometers. Don't really give it the beans, otherwise it's shifting too abruptly and it's storing the wrong values. You want it to shift smoothly, like the Queen is drinking her tea on the back. May she rest in peace.
I hope you opened the...
Rear diff?
that doesn't look any good.
That's not so bad.
It's bad.
It's because this car only has road miles.
Oh, okay.
The rear diff got to do all the propulsion.
Ah, okay.
And the front diff is just there in a Land Rover in Germany. Turquoise, open your fill plug.
Oh my god. Oh my God.
It's not good.
So he got out the bad day hammer. So
And
the bad day hammer solved the problem.
Yeah.
You did not open the fill plug on the front diff first. So we are doing things differently today.
Jeez.
What? So we drain them all at once and then we fill them all back at a time.
Oh, look how big of a difference that
yeah,
makes when
you
use
guys
a
got to
bad
get
day.
yourself a bad day hammer.
Okay, and
Oh my God, that is, I don't know.
You can run this in a Toyota, another 300,000.
Yeah, but not in a Land Rover.
And putting this back together with the original sealing ring, because that's such a good quality, and any Toyota driver will fully understand.
Drain plug we torque.
Oh, you multi-clicked it! Good.
Okay, all drain plugs are torqued.
So rear diff we fill 1.1 75W90 GL5 from Liquimoli. And I can relax.
So the front diff gets 0.61 liters. Also 75W90. We're using Ravenol transfer fluid DTF1 for the transfer case.
And transfer case fluid goes in.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we got to do the rear brakes and all the other things on the list.
Oh my God.
So we're gonna service the parking brake right here. That's the main task. If you don't service that one, it will fail at one point, and getting that actuator out of the vehicle is a lot more work, like you could see in previous episodes. When I look at the shoes, see, they are perfect, but remember, rear brakes don't see that much wear, so this may still be extremely old and everything might be completely dirty inside, and they did have a lot of rust when we bought them, so I'm gonna renew most of this stuff. By the way, I got the brake system in the mounting position using the gap tool. I may have to wind the brake shoes back. Very well. This is so much dragging in here. It's about time to replace these. So even if the parts are still good from their wear pattern, it's all corroded and jammed. So one important step, which is most often forgotten, is to loosen up the cables here. And I'm using a siphon plier. There. And now I soak this here. See here? I pull it out. Here it is in a nice shape. And if I want it to stay in this shape, I gotta loop all this up now with grease or anti-seize and put it back together. This way it will be easy to replace the cable in future if something goes wrong. So I gotta clean up this bore with a little rotary brush here. Okay. We're painting the Queen at the same time.
Yes.
One thing what is really important on your cables is that this clip here is installed, okay? Nice anti-seize on here and also right here on the cable. There we go. So we'll put that spring back in here. Twist it to get it on. On this side, the hook got to be facing up like this. Make sure the wedge is set correctly all the way back. So inserting this clip here, the spring is secured with a tie wrap here. There. Now we take this little spring, put it in here, right there. There we go. Everything is in. There we go. That looks really nice now. Beautiful. And the second side is done, and this time I even installed this little spring, which I forgot on the other side. And it fits. So let's put that little spring in. There we go. There's proof I put it in. Good. From the tight position, 10 clicks open. Loosening the wedge. You hear it snap in. 4 Newton meters, click, click. Ooh. And adjustment procedure is done. And the wedge adjuster. Click, click.
We are combining again Brembo brake pads with Bosch rotors. Yeah, what we always do is we test fit them first, because oftentimes Christian has to file something off.
I used Bosch discs with Brembo pads already several times. Works absolutely great. Goes on.
Wow, cool. Yes, don't forget to hook up the brake wear sensor again, otherwise you will be buying a new one. What we also have at home are these rubber boots for the guide pins. Sometimes they are broken, and then when you work on those brakes, you want to have them readily at home. We have wheel spacers on our car, and it looks much cooler. And a wheel bearing is like a lunchtime job for us. So that happens every single time. He forgets the wire.
I would never forget that wire.
Sounds beautiful. Sounds even better.
You know what we have to do when we install new shoes?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Your favorite bedding in procedure.
So we have changed all oils. We have done the brakes. And what is left is putting on a new grill, cleaning him, polishing him,
I
right?
even got a cell phone mount already in.
Yes.
It's that nice electric one which charges automatically. Check this out. Oh, this is still the best ever.
He found something in his pocket.
That can only be the fill plug from the transfer case.
Oh my God.
Yeah, can you get me a rag? Okay.
Cleaning up.
Okay, and I still gotta torque it. Now, did you see how I cleaned this up with a wire brush nicely? This was all sandy and corroded.
Yeah. Oh,
Very
yes.
nice,
Very
isn't it?
Nice.
And the heat shields here on the side and the muffler. Up here I didn't do anything. I didn't feel like taking this out, okay? But I still have to take the tank down. If you look at this thing, didn't feel like that either right now. We're gonna do fun stuff today.
Okay, good. So one of the last things we do to make a vehicle our own is mount new wiper blades. He wants to keep them just in case one of our wiper blades breaks. We have a rear crankshaft seal on stock, Christian.
That car anyway had like a sand problem, okay?
Yes, it was a beach bum car.
Okay, this little job is done. Okay, we're gonna go on a test drive and you drive now.
Yes, good idea. So, it will take a while.
Okay, now turn the air conditioning on, please, before I die in here.
And now I hit M2, right?
If you are all set, yes. You are driving it with reset adaptation values, so go kind of easy on it. Yeah, it's shifting really good.
It's shifting really, really good.
I got the instruction here on my cell phone. Now, in order to put the car into the bedding in mode, you got to hit the brakes 3 times within 10 seconds. So hit it 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And there we are in the EPB
Wartungsmodus.
That's the EPB maintenance mode. 25 kilometers per hour, go. And then hit this brake here, let it coast, pull. Hold it.
I wasn't
Release
25.
it. Okay, well, it doesn't need to be max speed on the first go round. Now drive around, do that one more time, please. Drive, drive, drive. Pull it. Now a little further down.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Coast. Very nice. Almost stop that now. Very nice. That's the way to go. Now drive 2 loops without pulling it so it can cool down. The idea here is to seat the brake shoes by applying them during driving, which is not normal on a parking brake. And the second idea is to have Vera do it so she doesn't complain when I'm doing it.
And it does make a huge difference when I'm doing it.
Oh, really?
Yes, because then I'm not sick to my stomach.
Good girl. That was very well. I think that's good enough. It's working.
Do it 2 more times. One more going that way and one more going back.
Okay. Don't argue with your wife, okay? If she finds now happiness in doing that, let her do it. It's getting better, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it works much better by now. When you actually apply the parking brake switch in this mode, it will pull harder and harder and harder, okay? At one point, the little breakaway clutch inside the module will actually actuate, and you want to avoid that.
Okay, so what? Yes.
When we just go out on the road and you hit 50 kilometers per hour, it will turn off. It was the same on David's car.
Now I'm hitting 50.
And?
It's all gone. Okay, good.
Yeah, okay.
All warning lights are gone.
Yeah. I better put the text from the manual right here into the picture so we don't get another dozen emails.
But most important, let your wife do it.
Relearning the adaptation values means it has to go through all shift cycles at least once. That's not only upshifting and downshifting. That's also upshifting under different load cycles, okay? So going with 30%, going with 60%, going with 90%, all those are different use cases, and it takes a while until you have all those use cases. And one of those you will anyway never get in some countries because you can't drive 200 like we can over here. So I'm a little bit worried letting Vera drive that young Prince Smallcrawl here because she really likes it a lot, okay?
Yeah, but it's nothing compared to my Discovery 3.
Okay, I'm glad you like older men. So this is the second filling, okay? First filling was when we got it, and fuel is cheap right now. Ooh, damn, I forgot to buy the rear wiper and it's even completely dead. So according to my Sprit Monitor app, it took 11 liters. That's not so bad.
What if we find the next bad surprise here, then you're not going to France?
That's not a good thing to say. So this is the first time we're checking our Prince Smallcrawl after rebuilding that engine.
Oh my god. I'm so stressed.
There it is. Okay, now I need a light. Remember, reflections is not glitter.
Oh my god.
Nothing.
Oh, there's nothing.
You also always have to remember that after a rebuild, there is dirt. So that's looking good.
When you open an oil filter, like we did on David's Discovery 4, you see it immediately, you know.
So it's important not to confuse reflections from the light with glitter, because otherwise you get paranoid. There is no obvious glitter in here, which means we can do an oil change and then run this engine for 6,000 kilometers.
That's high enough, Christian. Yes. I'm not allowed to talk today. Looks good.
At least no obvious oil leak.
Oh my god, even those
Even my self-made
Christian's
piece.
DIY piece.
Everything looks nice
Everything.
and dry. So we're gonna film the major oil spill on a Sunday because it's kind of tough. Now that wasn't bad.
No?
With my little funnel. So this oil has been in there for 1,100 kilometers. That's basically just the run-in oil.
Only?
Yeah, that's all we drove with it so far.
Oh my God.
The car was standing because I'm owning a queen with a broken knuckle.
Ah, so I actually am going to change that the next 3 weeks. I want to see if there's glitter in the oil.
There is no glitter in the oil.
No, cleaning up after your mess. It's always most important, otherwise you're going to have a heart attack the next time you're doing an oil change.
Okay, and I got it torqued because you don't have it on video, and then we're going to be wondering if I torqued it. I got it torqued.
You got it torqued.
I'm going to France tomorrow because there is a apparent failed engine, and it's one of the engines we rebuilt, and I want to check out what the root cause is. Maybe I can, maybe I cannot, because, you know, Robert Opke is already as happy as Jimmy Kimmel about the hush money case that one of the engines failed, which LR Time rebuilt. We don't know what the root cause is, so I'll try to find out. Yeah, together with the owner. Could have any kind of reasons, okay?
Yeah.
Could be oil dilution like crazy. And that's an 8-hour drive for me to go there. Okay, we can fill the oil and we're done. New MAN oil filter.
MANN.
Yes, of course I spilled oil in the V, so it will concern me next time.
You see, I cannot do that. The car will crack when I do that.
Because you got bones, you got no padding. And click, click. Good. We're not gonna film our, 25th oil change video. And I'm filling 5.7, not 5.9. Good, that's it.
They don't even put the oil on anymore.
Yeah, because they're not sure.
They're not sure.
We're gonna replace my grill with the new grill.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so this grill is kind of beat up.
Like on every Discovery 4.
I just bought me a new one. Isn't that thing a beauty? All I gotta do is transfer the logo to over here. So, nice. It don't fit.
What?
It don't fit.
But it fit on... It doesn't fit. Look at that. Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ. Ooh, look what I bought at eBay. Okay, and you don't align the logo to your valve, okay? Only Porsche drivers do that. You want to have my old ones?
I got my own new ones.
Okay, we're Land Rover drivers. We put them on randomly, okay? Like it's not important. Oh, damn, I almost lined it up.
Oh no.
Hopefully no Porsche driver is gonna see that. He's gonna go, that's something we do. So the oil level is quite full after filling 5.7 liters. But if I start it now, the oil level may drop. Yeah. This is immediately after running. So I know the oil level is not overfilled. Now you can see how it's rinsing down on the side of the engine. And it's slowly climbing. So the last thing I gotta do is a service interval reset here. Proceed with this routine, yes. Reset service message, yes. Operation succeeded, continue. And here I added our oil change into Sprit Monitor. 136,119 is what we got. 50 euros, 5W40 and oil filter. We're gonna replace that wiper blade. See how it's completely worn out here? Yeah. Oh, very well. So, that's
Perfect.
done. I took my Discovery for a long spin over to the west coast in France. That was 900 kilometers one way. Looks like this windmill had a little accident. So here we're driving down the road, getting onto Omaha Beach.
Original bunker with the original gun in it.
But it's nowhere near the beach.
Kind of hiding, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were not able to hit those bunkers from the sea with their ships?
One, they didn't know they were there. They knew there were bunkers, but they didn't know where they all were. The weather was so bad that day, the ships could barely see the land. First thing in the morning, there was a B-17 raid over here, but they couldn't really see. The weather was so bad where they were bombing, and they delayed their release and they bombed the fields.
Oh. So we are on Omaha Beach now in the sand. Wow, that beach is much longer than I thought. So obviously Private Ryan was not filmed on the beach side.
But they actually filmed the movie in Ireland.
Okay, yeah.
On the beaches near Waterford.
So the invasion was really over the full length? They
The
had
full
ships
length of this
out there?
Yep.
And look how long that distance is from the water line
To the
to the bunker. And the bunker was, you know, was past these houses here.
And they landed at low tide like this, so they could see all the beach defences.
So they were in machine gun range.
Long in the water.
In the water already in machine gun range.
Machine gun range is over a kilometre.
And then there was for sure defense structures all over the sand and
Yep.
oh my god. Yeah, this is like nearly hopeless.
Yep.
One machine gun tower on this side had plenty of time to hit every soldier trying to get across that sand.
And there's a clearing on the top of the cliff line. There's a bunch of trees. You can see it there. That's WN60. And that machine gun in there
Yes.
can easily fire to here,
Where we stand right now, that got to be like 2 kilometers.
very nearly. Everywhere, every few hundred meters along the cliff top again is another machine gun.
So the machine gun wasn't firing out to the water,
No,
it was
no.
firing along the beach.
Firing along the beach.
So the technology wasn't there to hit them precisely enough?
Nope.
Unbelievable.
They really, really, really tried.
And one machine gun tower probably had like a crew of, I don't know, didn't need many people.
One guy firing the gun, one guy making sure that the ammunition's going to the gun, and about 10 guys bringing ammunition to the gun.
So many lives got lost here.
6,000 casualties on this beach.
Thank you, Russ, for showing me around in your area, especially for taking me on to Omaha Beach. That was a very unique experience for me. I enjoyed it a lot. I learned a lot from you. Hope to see you again soon. Everything absolutely perfect. But I think I gotta do something cosmetically on this car. I'm gonna give this a detail as good as I can. This is after a car wash and it's already not bad. In the next step I'm gonna be using clay. If you did not clay a car yet, you gotta do it. It's very satisfying. So here's my clay, and this is my clay mix. It sounds kind of bad, okay, but that's the effect the clay has. Listen how that sounds. You hear it taking all the embedded imperfections out of the paint, and it sounds like you're using sandpaper, but as soon as you move the clay bar over it once, this effect is gone, okay, and then it's all smooth. See, it's picking all this up. So this step completed, I give it a wipe. So here's the polishing process I'm using. I can start with a heavy cut and then medium cut, super finish and ultimate protection finish, okay? What's important is not to confuse the pads. They all have a different softness or hardness. And also do not confuse your microfiber towels, okay? That's why they have the same color as my cutting compound here, okay? I'm not going to be using heavy compound, and on the bonnet I don't even need to use medium cut. I can start here right away with super finish and then with this one. Then I got a variable speed angle polisher here. Don't go crazy with these. Also, I got one with a really big pad, so I have to be really careful when I'm going over these edges, okay? Also out here, I want to be really careful not going crazy on the corners here. Otherwise, I'm gonna take the clear coat off. The heavy cut I only use on deep scratches, which go nearly through the clear coat. So there's almost no reason on a regular job to use heavy cut. Then I put this stuff on, a little bit like this. And if you get this onto matte unpainted plastic, it will stain it, okay? I'm gonna, pat this up here real quickly. And with the slow RPM, I'm gonna give it one light sweep. Okay, that was the first cut. Now I use the corresponding microfiber towel and I'm gonna give it a rub. Okay, there. Let's look at the result here. This is not ultimately shiny yet, but it's definitely better than this. I would say I have to go with a little bit more power. Now we go to the super fine finish. Correct microfiber towel. I can take this now finally off. The bonnet is basically finished. This is the process I'm gonna be using on all the big body panels. There we have it, complete transformation. Who agrees that a Discovery looks 10 times better in stock than a Toyota? I think inner beauty is something for Toyota drivers. So this was about 3 hours of work to do the 2 processes on it, and it looks like new. Patex is the most famous German glue. Finally, my new grill came in, which I bought from Powerful UK. I ordered the wrong one first. Check this out. Now, I also bought the black side vents, but I can't get these out, okay? I tried already. I just pulled really hard off camera. Check the drain tube from the sunroof while we're in here. And... oh. I think I just introduced a rattling noise. I put a little bit of foam here in a couple of corners. Yeah, that's much better. Got it.
Looking nice.
And I got even my logo transferred.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, this is really violent, okay? But I just gonna pull it out.
Oh my god! Don't do that.
That's the only way to get it
scared
off.
the shit out of me.
Okay. When I did David's side vent, I inspected that his sunroof drain was still working, so I pulled this foam out. This one here, I just pulled it out on his to see it. So I had
Oh my god.
So I had it all out like this. And then I checked, okay, here's his sunroof drain. It's all good. It's nice and soft and rubber. You can see it in here. And then, not doing much thinking, I just stuck it back in. And 2 days later, he calls me. His sunroof is leaking water to the inside of the car. And I thought, that's a coincidence. Ever since I touched this car. So what I did is I put this in wrong. And then this corner actually closed up the drain tube. And then it backed up. And it was when we had that heavy rain, and that's when it leaked in. So when he was here last time, I thought, well, maybe we check that out quickly. And then I realized that there is this corner specially molded in here. This corner is supposed to be where that sunroof drain is. So this is how easily you can do a major damage to a vehicle by not paying attention, okay? If he would have missed that, it would have leaked water into the bottom of his vehicle, maybe only slightly, and then it would have corroded. And it can cripple a Discovery if you don't fix your sunroof leak. So this corner, I gotta go where the drain tube is.
Of course it does.
Yes, Land Rover does such a perfect design job, except on front suspension knuckles on the L405, okay? They kind of screwed that up.
Oh, I bought that stuff for my alu rooftop box.
Put this on here in 4 corners, like here, see? Okay. Now we can put this in. So.
It looks so stealth.
Okay. Yeah, and it doesn't rattle. This really completes our LR4 video this week. I think it looks really good with this accent. I can actually keep this lettering. Let me know in the comments if you think that this should be glossy black or not. I think it looks good like this. I got the car polished, and I don't have a car which says on here, over Finch. I saw a Facebook post about that. This is like if you would call your car Gumpert.
But what if Overfinch is something really cool in the Land Rover world and we just don't know about it?
How can it be cooler than Discovery?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you guys.
This
yeah.
is just my opinion, okay? And then we're gonna get like 100 comments like, oh, this is the best ever, you know, it's like your Brabus, it's like your... I know everything in this video you saw before. I hope you still enjoyed it. And at this point, we want to thank our Patreons a lot for their support. And
We'll see you next Sunday.
very well. They look beautiful.
Yes.
You did not yet put yours on, okay?
Well, but that only means you didn't give me the new ones.
They on the bench.
They're on the bench?
Yeah, they came in with mine.
I'm gonna clean the rims and then I'll put them on.
Okay. Queen has nice ones. Yeah, and I got my new tires on. Okay,
And the screen is still grounded indefinitely.
Massively
that wasn't me.
scratched rims. Wasn't me either. Was the woman who drove it before us, okay? Potentially a woman. Okay?
Yes, most
And
likely.
it's still grounded. What do you think about the smell? You don't smell that?
No?
I sprayed on the stuff against the marder. What's marder in English?
Marden. It's a critter. You know what I mean.
Okay.
So the critter who eats up the brake
It
lines.
basically chewed up the insulation below my transmission. But now the car smells a little bit like...
I don't smell it.
How would you imagine a bad porn movie to smell?
Oh, really?
Don't you smell that?
Actually, Christian and mine 25th wedding anniversary tomorrow, which we have never celebrated in 25 years. Thankfully, my father remembered that we had a 25th wedding anniversary. Silver, because we would have forgotten it again. And we wanted to show up with a queen, which is like 2 millimeters from going through.
Yeah, I know.
And the gap is already 2 millimeters apart.
Yeah.
And we'll put some duct tape around.
Yeah. Yeah, put
The
some and
knuckle.
make a video about it. Okay, this is how you fix that knuckle. Just use a little bit of duct tape and a tie wrap, and here, like a little bit of super glue, and always use some JB Weld.
Yes, exactly. That's what I thought. That's why we are married for 25